What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GameFreak. Today, I want to talk about my second favorite console in my collection. My favorite in my collection is the PS5 because it is a unbelievable system, and you can pretty much play everything on it. You can find everything on it, so it's a really cool system. I love the PS5, but this is crazy that this is my second. This is the Evercade VS. Some people call it the Evercade Versus, but I've never heard Evercade call it Versus. I've always heard Evercade just call it the Evercade VS. So I only discovered the Evercade about a year ago, and what captured my attention with the Evercade was the wide variety of games and all of the retro goodness that comes with it. And it does come with like a lot of retro goodness. I love it, but it has a little bit of everything for everybody, because everyone has their own preference. So that's what I really like about the Evercade. They don't just aim at one thing. They will put a variety of games on these carts. And what I mean by that is, they have everything from adventure games to action games to RPGs to puzzle to arcade classics. And the arcade classics are what really grabbed my attention because I am an arcade freak. I love arcade games. So, and the really cool thing with Evercade is all these arcade classics that they have, these arcade carts, which I'll show you in a minute, they're all licensed. And here, we'll just jump into it. Before I really jump into it, though, I just want to say I do have all my original consoles still and all the cartridges and, discs and stuff. But this was just a little bit different. I don't know. Something about it just captured my attention, and I think it was mainly them arcade carts that you can get. And in fact, with this VS, it came with two arcade carts, and these are all the license. This is the real deal. You're getting the real things. Some people will, some people do complain about Evercade and say, "Oh, these games are just ROM dumps." I don't care. The point is, they're physical copies, and this is really cool. When it comes to the Evercade, they just have a variety of different collections. Like, this wasn't like a really big game or anything. This is the first time I ever played like a game like this, like Sydney Hunter. This has 4 games on it. These cartridges run $20, and they range from anywhere from 2 up to 20, 25 games. But there is one that they just recently released, and I believe it's Evercade's first single cart game, which I'll get to in a minute. But yeah, Sydney Hunter. So this is the other cool thing about Evercade. This is what it looks like inside. So you get your cart. This actually came with like a little poster. We won't get into the poster, but all the games also come with something that you don't see anymore. Instruction guides, instruction manuals, and they're all in color. So, a little bit of reading material. So it's really cool. But there's so many options on here. And yeah, I get kind of excited talking about it, man. Like Full Void. This is the first single game cart that came out. $20. Yeah, you're only getting one game, but $20 for one game. I mean, that's still a good deal. This has 4 games on it. $20. But this game right here, unbelievable. And I believe this is the only system that this game is available for. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I think this is kind of like an exclusive for Evercade. This game was so fun. I absolutely love this game. It's still my second favorite, and I'll get to my first here in a minute. In fact, right here's my first. I like Cathedral and Always Awakening. I probably like them about the same, and luckily they come on the same cart. So here's a 2 game cart. And then they have other collections from different companies like Sunsoft. Who doesn't remember Sunsoft? Like on the NES, and I think Sega had some Sunsoft games as well. But this has 6 games on it. Really good cart. And then there's like even bigger collections like Pico. This Pico collection. This has 20 games on it. So basically you're paying a buck a game, and these they all run good. Now, granted, you're gonna get some real snoozers on some of these carts, and a lot of people complain about that. But for $20, how can you really complain? If you don't like the game, just don't play it. I mean, there's plenty of snoozers on a lot of these carts that I just don't play, but the 2 or 3 like great games on the thing, they make the cart worth it, and it's only $20. So I mean, I don't really know why people complain about it. So now I will get to why I really bought the Evercade, and it is for these purple carts. These are licensed arcade carts. This has 7 games on it. What is this? The Toa Plan. This has 8. This has 10. This has 6. And this Irem cart is really good, except 10-Yard Fight. I always got to throw that in there. 10-Yard Fight's just a dumb game. I don't know why. Irem has so many good games. I don't know why they put 10-Yard Fight on there. They could have found something better. But yeah, when I got this VS, I did get it for this, but I also had plans. Right after I started playing these arcade games, I was like, man, it just don't feel the same playing with a controller. Let me show you a controller. I got one in reach right here. The Evercade controllers, they might look cheap. In fact, when you hold them, they're super light, so they might even feel cheap. But man, do they play good. I mean, the buttons feel good, the D-pad feels good, everything on here feels good. But like I said, I had plans for this Evercade VS, because when I play arcade games, I want to play with an arcade stick, and unfortunately, Evercade doesn't have its own arcade stick. But I solved that, and I will show you here in a minute. But the other thing I want to show you is, I think it was 2 weeks after I got the VS, I ended up getting the EXP. And what this is, if you're new to the channel or this is the first time you're hearing about the Evercade, this is the handheld version of the Evercade. Really cool thing about this, takes the exact same cartridges as the VS. Here, let me open up one of these carts and I will show you. I'm not going to play anything, but yeah, these are the carts. These are what go in the VS. Also goes in this. And the picture quality on this is phenomenal. The build, it doesn't feel cheap. This is a really nice handheld. The downside on this, the battery life absolutely sucks. You only get about 3 hours of gameplay on a full charge. But that's really the only bad thing I can say about this. But I've also read that, I bought this when it was relatively new, and I think they, like the second stock of it or something like that, they fixed the battery issue. So maybe if you get one now, the battery's better. I kind of got the shaft because I had to get this thing right away. So I don't know. Maybe the battery life is better on the newer products. But the other cool thing is, and these are some products that just recently came out. This is from Blaze Evercade's sister company. It's Hyper Megatech. I always forget the name of the company, but these are called Super Pockets, and this has a bunch of Tato games built into it. Oh, and I forgot this EXP. This has like a big Capcom library built into it as well. So if you don't have games right away, you can still play it. I mean, it'll have games in there for you. But yeah, these Super Pockets are really cool. This is a Tato. This one's the Capcom. Both of them have, a Capcom library, a Tato library. So if you don't have games, you can still play it because it's loaded with games. And what I mean by that is you can eventually get games because for some reason this one's tight. But anyway, these also play your Evercade carts. These things are awesome. Awesome. They're little, but awesome. And I can honestly tell you that the battery life on these are, they just blow this one out of the water by like a little over an hour on these little things. And the picture quality is really good. I do have to say a little negative thing. I don't like the way where these triggers are because you push in on the triggers instead of like down, like how you would on the EXP where you push down on the triggers. It just makes it a lot more comfortable and it's better like gameplay that way. But that's the only bad thing I could say about this. I mean, if you're a Cathedral and Always Awakening fan, don't play it on this. Play it on the VS or play it on the EXP. So, yeah, Evercade, man. I mean, that's what this is all about. I absolutely love this company. I love their products. So you're going to have to let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your favorite carts are if you have one, or maybe if you're planning on getting one. But let me show you what my plans were because of these carts. Like I said, I wanted to play these with an arcade stick, so I solved that problem. Let me show you. All right, so I'm off the mic here, so the quality, sound quality might not be too good. But this is what I did with my Evercade VS. I made a cubby hole here. I built this arcade cabinet. Yeah, there's stuff on top because I got a TV up there, and I just have consoles hooked up everywhere. In fact, I have my Super Retrocade hooked up there, and then I got some other stuff hung up. So anyway, so this is one of my arcade machines that I built, and the reason why I bought the Evercade was because play with I wanted to play the arcade games with an arcade stick. I didn't want just a regular controller to do it. I wanted an actual stick. So I did get this Mayflash F300, which will sync up with the Evercade's VS, so it works out really good. And if I don't feel like using the arcade stick, that's what this cubby hole is also for. I have one of my controllers back there just in case I want to just hook that up. But the really cool thing is, this VS, it holds two carts at once. So, it gives you let's zoom out here. It gives you a good library, so you don't have to keep switching carts out or anything. Put like two of your favorite carts in. So, yeah, it worked out really good. Now, I can genuinely say this is exactly why I bought the VS. That was always on my mind right when I heard about the arcade carts. So, yeah, there you have it. So, if you were thinking of purchasing a Evercade and you were just kind of on the fence about it, I hope this video kind of helped you out because I can't recommend like one over the other. The VS is great, the EXP is great, the Super Pockets are great. I really love the system. If you love, you know, retro style games or arcade style games, you're gonna find something that you like when it comes to Evercade. I absolutely love it, and I'll let everyone know right now, I'm not sponsored by Evercade. I don't get any freebies from Evercade or anything like that. I'm still a relatively small channel, so I'll just get that out of the way right now. But I do love me some Evercades, and or Evercade. I said Cades, but I do recommend it, highly recommend it. So I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch the video, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Can't talk today. Really helps out the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. And until the next video, game on, everybody.